Good morning, cultists. Welcome back to another Unbalanced Breakfast with CthuLoops. In the last episode, we ended things off in front of Louise Teasdale's apartment. I'm currently looking for her, and instead all I found was this extremely annoying, extremely loud scowl who is just begging to have her ass blasted. Miss, if you're so insistent on having your ass blasted, allow me to assist you. Let me grant you this sweet and merciful death. Come on. Yeah, you want this? Now you... Oh, no. Ah, damn it. Shit biscuit. Come on, man. Not cool. Your lover's dead. And now you'll join her. Merry Christmas. Oh, you're not dead yet. You are now. Fantastic. Alright, so in our last episode, I managed to... Well, not managed to. It's not like it was difficult. But I leveled up, and so now I think all the monsters are back. And by monsters, I am including, of course, the Guard of Priwen. Though, there appears to be fewer of them now than there were before. I don't know if that's a coincidence or something, or what. But yeah, we're still looking for Louise Teasdale. I'm not quite sure where to find her. I think maybe we should just walk around with this vampire vision on, and hopefully we'll maybe run into her. That is not Louise Teasdale. But you know what, though? Let me go assist you in your pained misery of life, or whatever. Which makes no sense, but that's fine. There you go. Dumb bastard. Oh, rats. Yes, please. Let me go feast on your sweet, supple bodies. Soft and supple. Yeah, that's right. Come on, John.
I'm doing this.
Just one more rat, buddy. One more rat. You got it. I believe in you. Attaboy.
This is despicable.
Fantastic. Alright, so let's just walk around the town with this vision on, and hopefully maybe we'll come across Louise Teasdale. I do have one other thing that I need to do, and that's to talk to Clarence Crossley. We have, the, Usher Talltree, the primate of the... Oh, there's Louise. But anyways, Usher Talltree, the primate of the, Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, has divined for us that, that Clarence is actually being poisoned by his wife. Alright, Louise?
Good evening, Miss Teasdale. How have you been since you returned home?
Dr. Reed. Oh, thank God you returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Please don't mention it, miss.
Good. I found him, you know. My dad. Or what was left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
If you insist.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Never heard of him.
Really? He's very well known in London, throughout the country even.
He a big shot or something? Never interested in politics myself. All words and no action.
Fantastic. What do you do for a living?
What do you do for a living, Miss Teasdale?
Before my kidnapping, I was a waitress in a pub. Now I'm unemployed.
Were you fired?
No. It's just that after my recent experience, I don't feel like I can go back to my normal life. I need to do something useful.
Like what?
Be very careful, Miss Teasdale. You were lucky to escape death once, but vampires lurk everywhere.
You killed my kidnapper by yourself, didn't you? No offense, Doctor, but you're just a doctor. I don't see why I couldn't do the same.
Whoa. I'm not just a doctor. I'm a world-class two-stepper, alright? I got the dance moves to be able to weave around those vampires. I don't know about you, but you don't look like a two-stepper to me.
What do you intend to do?
Dad always told me, Louise, if you want something, don't stop until you have it. I did my research and I found it. Ichabod Throgmorton, professional vampire hunter. I'll be his apprentice.
Oh god, no. That's a recipe for disaster. Oh man, Frogbottom is the worst. I mean, he's not a bad guy, it's just... Come on.
What can you tell me about this area?
I've never really liked this part of town. It was where my father wanted to live. I won't remain here much longer.
What exactly don't you like about it?
People here are contemptuous and elitist. My dad always said, Louise, always treat people like you want them to treat you.
Alright, that's great. Oh.
You seem to cherish your father a great deal.
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me, but let me make my own mistakes. Louise used to say, mistakes are the best teacher. You would have liked him.
I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye.
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated ground now. Nothing bad can happen to him.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. I hear there's a filthy degenerate going around the graveyard just completely demolishing tombstones. So you might want to fortify your dad's tombstone with some platinum or titanium or something, I don't know.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Well, since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible, but
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
Oh, worry you now. I guess, you know, we could always find out for ourselves, Louise. You know, we could find a nice private little area and we can see if we are indeed capable of fucking.
Why did your father feel guilty? He seemed so eager to welcome you back, as though he'd done something wrong.
The last time we saw each other, we had a terrible argument. I left the house and ended up in a pub. That's where the vampire met me. Dead drunk.
I see.
We argued a lot, me and Dad. But I always came home. I'm sure that's why he went to find me. He knew something bad had happened.
He never gave up on you, he was foolish, he wanted proof that you were dead. Alright, so we're still missing a little bit of hints with Louise.
Your father never gave up on you. In the end, he risked everything to save the daughter he loved.
Yeah, that was my dad. Tough bastard, just like me. Even if I'd broken his leg, he would have gone looking for me.
What do you mean?
That last argument we had, it was more of a fight, actually. He slapped me and I kicked him hard in the balls.
Nice.
Louise, tell me what you really think about your father's sacrifice to save you.
I'm proud he went after me. I forgive him all his harsh words, all his bloody attitudes. I only wish I could tell him how much I loved him.
Yes. It can be traumatic, not having the chance to say goodbye to those we love.
Yes, Doctor. And there's no treatment for that type of pain, isn't that right? That may be the last thing my father taught me.
Actually, there might be a treatment for that type of pain. It's called, I don't know, just alcohol, probably.
Do you need
so
my
maybe not
medical
such a good
attention,
treatment.
miss?
I don't need your help, specifically. I can assure you there are many competent doctors around.
Are you serious? Who? Who else is a competent doctor around here? Come on. No, fess up. Who around here is a competent doctor? Like, is the city really teeming with doctors? Is it like bursting at the seams with competent doctors ready to give out free medicine? Seriously, Louise? Seriously?
I have no doubt about it, but I'm offering you my help anyway.
All right then. But please leave me alone for now.
Wow.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale.
What the hell?
And be careful. Until we meet again.
She's hot, she's cold, she's hot, she's cold. I don't understand this, Louise. This thing that we have. Oh, also, buddy.
Strangers come into your house.
Yeah, so why are you knocking at their door?
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
No, you're not. Oh, right, Aloysius Dawson.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Well, I've discovered he's quite versed in occult knowledge. So I wrote him a letter asking him to finance my research about vampires. He never responded.
Right, and he's healthy, okay. Alright, we discovered through the, through Usher Talltree that Clarence is being poisoned by his wife.
Venus is poisoning you, Clarence. She wants you dead.
So she really hates me that much now. My poor wife. I had no idea my research would drive her to such extremes.
I'm sorry, Clarence.
Why would you tell me that? First you returned from the dead, and now you tell me my wife is trying to murder me.
You're a stupid bastard, but you're my friend, Clarence. And I don't have many left. I don't want you to die. Not like that.
But I love her. I love my wife. Did I make her suffer that much? Have I become such a burden?
Or maybe there's something wrong with her.
So you have no suspicions about her at all? Nothing in Venus's behavior has seemed odd since you returned.
Frankly, it's my behavior that's been odd. Ever since I got back from the war, she accuses me of being paranoid and delusional.
Well, she does have a point. Clarence's wife is convinced that the war caused his paranoia. Right. And nothing new. Okay,
You
cool.
need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Maybe we should talk to his wife. And maybe we'll get some more hints that way. Alright, let's give it a try. She's over this way. What are these? Oh. A warning leaflet. West Enders must unite. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them control you. They are amongst us. They lust after your soul. Vampires are real. Defend the community. This public warning leaflet has been financed and distributed by Mr. C. Crossley. For more information, please contact him directly and attend his next public lecture. Oh, shit. Ah, damn. Okay. Oops. I guess I should have picked it up sooner. Alright, Clarence, let me talk to you about this.
Good evening, old chap.
I won't lie.
Yep. Okay. There we go.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
Oh, come on. Oh, that's a side quest? Are you serious? What? Alright. Wait, have I already found them? Okay, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Okay, let me see. Oh, wow, I've already collected all these. Oh, they're the collectibles. Interesting. Well, what a nice little coincidence there.
These are the documents you wanted me to look for. I think I've gathered all the available occult research about vampires.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. That'll help me separate the myths from the facts.
I'm not sure you can consider this material factual, but it's yours now. What do you intend to do with it?
First, I'm going to show them to Venus. It'll open her eyes and make her understand the importance of my mission.
I mean, anyone can write a few documents, man. I don't know if that's really going to be enough to convince her. Oh.
Do you realize you are ruining your family, Clarence? Don't you see the risk here?
Money isn't important. Not important when it is a matter of life and death. That is what my dear Venus cannot understand.
People will laugh at you, if they don't already. Think about your wife and your position. Think about your future.
I understand my wife's embarrassment, but gossips don't kill, vampires do. There'll be no future if people don't open their eyes.
I can't believe I'm telling you this, but if warning people is that important to you, why not choose a more efficient way to spend your money?
Don't you think I tried? I knocked at every door, went to every bank, I even tried to be published. No, Jonathan. This is a one-man war.
And I'm not quite so sure you're winning right now, buddy.
Clarence, Why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
You're in pain and need help. I believe you. You need to shut up. He's very, very insistent that they exist. I feel like maybe shutting him down is perhaps not the best approach. Because I feel like, yeah, we're still missing a hint. But then again, if I do encourage him, what if he ends up dead? I mean, so far nothing like that has happened, but still, okay, well, YOLO.
Clarence, you've always been a reliable and a good friend to me. If you say you saw a vampire, then I believe you.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for your trust. You don't know what that means to me.
It's all right. But if you want my help, you have to explain exactly what happened.
The first time it was in Rouen. I saw an officer drink the blood of a soldier. I saw its teeth, saw it bite. It was a vampire, Johnny, and they're here too.
If you say so.
Clarence, tell me about the vampire you saw in France.
I was enjoying my leave in Rouen. I left the bar, took a shortcut back to the barracks. I saw it in a back alley. An officer in a stained uniform, biting into a soldier's neck.
But you were drunk, weren't you? Are you sure these two men were not just kissing?
Please don't insult me, Johnny. I hid, and I saw him leave. Then I saw the body, drained of all blood. I've seen the same marks here in London since I've returned.
They could still have been kissing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just really, really passionate, and each time they kiss, they just need to drain each other's blood or something.
Did you ever see that officer again?
No. He wore the uniform of the Royal Warwickshire Regiment. I did some research, but found no trace of him. He probably stole it from a previous victim.
Which actually brings up a good point. Why can't Jonathan here steal people's disguises and clothes and disguise himself as like a guard or prebend? That would really cut down on the number of times he gets attacked.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Alright, fantastic. So I guess we know everything there is to know about Clarence, I think. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay, I guess I can just look at their health bar to see for sure. Alright, well, let's talk to Clarence's wife. Oh, it's Kimura Tadao. Okay, well, Kimura, wait there. I'm gonna talk to Venus first, and then we'll talk to you. Is that Jonathan's reflection?
Hello.
Yeah, that's great.
Remember when Mary came here with her
You
husband?
poisonous snake, you.
What do you need from me, Jonathan?
Oh,
Did Clarence recently show you documents that prove the existence of vampires?
Yes, he did. And he also told me you spent a few nights gathering research for him. Seriously, Jonathan. Why feed his obsession like that?
He's my friend. I thought it might help him rest, instead of going outside at night. Tell me, what are your thoughts about vampires?
Gibberish and poppycock. Dracula was a good book, but these documents were just mumbo-jumbo. I burnt them all as soon as Clarence went outside again.
what? How dare you? All that lore. Unbelievable.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I never met the man. I know Clarence tried to contact him recently, but I don't know why.
Oh, I know why. Okay. Oh, there we go. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff.
Why are you poisoning your husband?
He has spent a fortune printing his bloody papers. I can't stand this nightmare anymore. We are the butt of everyone's jokes since he returned.
If you're so frustrated by Clarence's behavior, why don't you just leave him?
I have already lost the best years of my life because of him. I will not jeopardize my future for some lunatic. He goes, and I inherit what's left.
Wow.
I cannot let you kill your husband, Venus. This madness is more insane than his obsession.
What are you going to do? Report me to the police? I did my research too, Dr. Reed. The substance I use is undetectable.
Don't press your luck.
And did you see Clarence's state of mind? What would become of him if left alone?
I don't know. But we have all the hints about her. Okay, that's good.
Tell me about Clarence's obsession with vampires.
It drives me so crazy it makes my stomach hurt. I was so relieved to have him back. But I quickly realized he'd lost his mind in France.
I understand your irritation, Venus. But you have to accept the trauma Clarence endured on the battlefield.
The question is simple, Jonathan. Is my husband mad? Yes or no? Do vampires exist? Or is Clarence a lunatic?
So you don't believe Clarence?
If poor Mary, bless her soul, had tried to convince you of the existence of bloody vampires, would you have believed her? Seriously?
Well...
The important question is, what do you really think of your husband?
I'm tough, Jonathan. He should have told me the horrors he witnessed, however appalling it was, instead of inventing a fantasy about blood-drinking monsters.
Monster? How dare you?
What do you think about Clarence squandering his fortune on his obsession?
Soon we'll be poor and forced to sell the house. Where will we go? In which filthy, infected part of town will we end up? I'm so afraid.
Well, I mean, you could start by selling you off your luxuries, like your pearl necklace, as well as that golden wreath in your hair. Come on, miss. Who the hell wears a golden wreath in their head? What are you, a Roman emperor?
Why do you and your husband argue so much?
He is not the kind man I married and loved. He is obsessed now. Obsessed with chimeras. I feel trapped. It just makes me want to scream.
Wait, chimeras or like vampires? Because chimeras are like three-headed beasts. You know, it's got the goat head, the lion head, and the snake head tail or whatever. So you gotta clarify, miss.
Goodbye for now.
Peace out. Yeah, poisonous snake.
Mary came here with her husband and her son.
Wow. Stop talking about my dead sister. Good grief. Okay, so we have Kimura Tadao. I feel like that's a conversation that's gonna take a little while. Karina Billow. Ah, right. We're still missing a couple of hints about her. I thought I saw a trash can kind of sparkling in the distance here. Now, what do we... Excuse me. Whoa, what's happening with her skirt? What do we know about her? Karina only has an incoherent speech when talking about what happened to her. Feels the urge to eat live rats. What is this? Huh. Scrawls on paper, some scribbles and obscure scrawls written in blood on a sheet of paper. Vampire equals Prince of Lies equals treacherous deceiver equals walking death. Okay. So, turns out that maybe I should be a little bit more careful, or not careful, but more vigilant about reading stuff that's sparkling and whatever. Because we missed the hint that was here for Clarence, and I also missed the hint here that was for Karina. I thought this was just a poster, but the recent events with Clarence taught me that perhaps I should actually investigate it. I guess we now have a new hint about her? Right, that's great. There we go.
Tell me about vampires, Karina. You must have met one recently.
He promised he would help me, give me immortality, make me escape this world of death. He promised.
Who is he? How did you meet him?
I can't tell you, Doctor. He won't let me.
Karina, I order you to reveal to me the name of the vampire who took control of your will. Speak their name.
Don't you dare interfere with my game, Ekon. Go find yourself your own toy and let me play with mine.
Who are you? Reveal yourself. Let this woman be.
Why? What would be the fun in that? It's so amusing to see her defile herself, one bite at a time.
Do vampires have nothing better to do?
This vampire is as powerful as he is wicked.
Help me, please, Dr. Reed. Help me.
I'm trying.
Tell me what really happened to you, Karina.
He was so handsome, so charming. He asked if I'd obey him in every way. I said yes. And then he...
Are you laughing or are you about to sneeze?
He tricked you.
Yes, he has promised me eternal life. And now I must eat these rodents for attaining it. But of course, it's a lie.
Oh wow, we actually got all the hints. Fantastic. So if you know it's a lie, why do you keep doing it?
I need to find information about Aloysius Dawson. What can you tell me about him?
Don't trust him. He's looking for the same thing I was. Rats? No, not rats. Something else. I don't remember.
You mean immortality. That's what you were looking for. That's why you got roped into this whole mess.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Alright, fantastic. So we now know everything about Karina. Bit of a lucky break there. Or I guess unlucky in that it took me 50 million years to read the stupid ass poster that she was standing right next to. Good grief. I thought that they were just more propaganda posters, but yeah. 2 cases where reading the documents around a person proved extremely useful. Kimura, hello.
We meet again, Mr. Kimura, in a more peaceful situation.
Dr. Reed, still visiting London by night?
We must both be nocturnal animals, you and I. After your captivity, I thought you'd be more cautious.
Breathing the cold night air helps calm my mind, sir. I've had the most frightening nightmares since I escaped that filthy jail.
It wasn't that filthy, was it?
Do you know anything about a man called Aloysius Dawson, by any chance?
Well, I've never met the man personally, but I invested money in some of his companies when I came to London. A brilliant businessman.
Really? What companies did you invest in?
How is the situation in the West End?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrolling and fighting infected citizens in these very streets. I was lucky they didn't shoot me when I was abducted.
May I ask you what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one. And not a very kind one, I realized recently.
Why this sudden epiphany? Is it because of your near-death experience?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth, my hometown. With recent events, I'm thinking about going back there.
Why do you say that you were a bad landlord? I don't understand.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband. I've not seen my wife and son for years. Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reed. Well, I'll keep your warning in mind.
Have you no friends at all?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary, while I became friends with my professional rivals.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views on money and success.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club? We were young, such joyful dreamers then. But I stopped laughing long ago.
You know what? This guy kind of reminds me a lot of, what's his face? Cadigan Bates, also known as Master Bates. Got a lot of similarities between the two, but I actually like this guy because he's at least self-aware that he was doing something bad or whatever, and it does seem like he's willing to change.
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, It must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
There's no need to thank me. Yes, follow my example. That seems like I'm full of myself. I'm no good Samaritan. No thanks necessary.
There is no need to thank me. Rescuing a London citizen should not be out of the ordinary, though I'm afraid it may appear so in these difficult times.
You did not only rescue me, you fought for me. You put your life in danger to save me. That's quite extraordinary.
How will you cope if you're attacked again?
I don't know. I've heard about these men and women who patrol the West End every night, chasing criminals like my abductor. Maybe I should join them.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Has decided to fight against vampires after what happened to him. Uh-oh.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
3 or 4 days?
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
The Red Queen. This isn't the first time someone brought up the Red Queen.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
Alright, so we know everything we need to know about Kimura. That's great. Oh, right.
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I dunno. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Yes, astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
Pegasus, my mother's constellation. Draco, my constellation. Cygnus, my sister's constellation.
Draco. My favorite constellation.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations. Yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people have difficulty remembering, like, exact details of their childhood, but...
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars aligned to a specific configuration.
Weird.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
I'm pretty sure it was a scowl that had him trapped in there, was it not? Okay, what is this? Oh, Doris Fletcher. Yeah, we don't need to know about that. I guess we should try to look at stuff that looks like documents rather than, Right, we already have one of these. We'll try to look at stuff that looks like documents rather than just posters, because I think that's maybe how we also get hints. I should be a bit more vigilant about that. Alright, well, let's end the episode off here for now. We'll come back tomorrow, and then I guess we'll speak with... Okay, we still need to find out more about Calhoun Russell and Usher Talltree, as well as his detective. And then we should also distribute the medicine amongst these people. I'm actually kind of wondering if maybe I should distribute the medicine in between episodes, so that I don't waste my time, or I don't waste your guys' time going through all this stuff and then, you know, backtracking and all that crap. Yeah, that might be a good idea. So how about this? Because I think we need to speak to Edgar about something. Let's, in between episodes, I'll distribute all the medicine amongst the people. and then I'll start the episode at Pembroke Hospital. We'll speak with Swansea, and then we'll come back to the West End to talk to Calhoun, and then I guess continue our quest. So for now, thanks for watching and have a good breakfast.